If you thought Ashley Trevino was bad, well, you'd be right. But so is Stephanie Jenkins.
Yeah, no, not so fast, internet, okay? I want to address this now.
Hey everybody, if you're new here, make sure you like and subscribe so you can stay up to date on all things internet drama. And if you're a returning subscriber, girl, you have my heart. And if you're a channel member, well, you have my heart too. Mwah. I love you. Today's video is going to be about the resilient Jenkins, and I have to be completely honest with you guys. I have gone down a rabbit hole with this family lately, and I'm mortified. I'm kind of finding it hard to research the resilient Jenkins because her videos are just long and drawn out and boring, and I fall asleep during the middle of them, and then I don't know what's going on and I can't really react to them properly. So if you guys know anybody that covers the resilient Jenkins, like does clips, speeds them up or breaks them up where they're more like watchable, girl, let me know in the comments below so I can like give them a follow.
10 seconds, I'm dropping what I'm doing to stop one of my toddlers from getting into something. And I've got to get up again and take off because she's going towards the parking lot. Every bit of trying to raise children in this situation has been beyond stressful. People really think that I deserve this bullshit fucking situation.
I love that clip. They sped it up, they clipped it up and put it all together because she says like a lot of nonsense. You guys will see. You'll see what I mean. Like in a few minutes, you're going to see she's going to like go from left to right to the outfield, center field, shortstop, second base. And I don't think she ever makes it home, girl. But she's all over the place. So this clip I absolutely loved. And I wanted to show you guys this clip. One, because it's awesome. And two, because I want you guys that don't really know who Stephanie Jenkins is to kind of understand what kind of person she is. So if you don't know, she is the mom of, well, girl, a bunch of kids. And they used to live in like this 1-bedroom apartment, and her kids would sleep in the kitchen on these like thin foam mattresses. And her king baby daddy would have a bedroom with the door closed all the time. So, you know, they could make more babies that they can't take care of. Anyway, now they live in a like motel, like extended stay type of vibe. It's all one room. So now I have questions. Like, hopefully her and Drew, you know what? I'm not going to go there. Anyway, her and Drew sleep on the bed, of course. And then she has all of those kids on like this bunk bed type situation. Those poor kids. Anyway, she does like a lot of like cleaning videos where she's cleaning every day, but it looks like the house has been like not touched for months on end while she's doing these cleaning videos. The house gets extremely dirty. Reports have come out recently or videos have come out that she's put onto the internet where portions of the wall are like missing paint. And there's even videos where one of the babies is like peeling the paint off the wall and sticking it in its mouth. Like, she's allegedly neglectful. She's allegedly just an overall like bad mom. And I wanted you guys to kind of see a snippet of what some of her content is like when it's like bearable. But don't worry, I'm going to play full clips and you're going to get to see what it's really like to experience the world of Stephanie Jenkins.
Morning and personality. But I wanted to get up here and kind of ask, like, why does everybody always go to, you should just leave your man? Like, that's women especially go to whenever another woman complains. You just instantly like, well, break up. Why? Don't you believe in like working on stuff and becoming better and building from it? Because I do. And I know that like when I'm in the heat of the moment, I use way too much passion and like even sometimes say things that like after I'm not passionate about the moment, I'm like, okay, I think that was a little bit much, because I'm exaggerative and I have abandonment issues and I'm not ashamed of these things. Like, I'm really not ashamed of things that I need to work on. With that being said, I'm not just going to take the advice of people being like, well, you should just leave your situation. No, Drew and I have become a lot better, and he's worked on a lot of stuff, and I try to point out the positive more than I point out things that I'm just like, okay, I just need a second to vent, because Again, I don't see why it's not seen like that. That's more or less what I'm doing when I'm like, okay, let me just come up on here and just bitch about something for a second, because again, I use way too much emotion. I get that. That's the unhealed side of me that I'm working on. Like, for example, the last part of the video yesterday, when I was talking about how come it can't just be like the same, more or less the same connection between Drew and Addie and Bella that he has with Minova. And I just feel like, I don't mean to come off blunt about that, but I'm not blind to some of the things that the kids go through and some of the things that they will end up talking about, you know, and I'm not going to hide from them. Again, like, that would be my thing to work on and to be accountable for if it ends up being something that they're like, hey, this hurt, whatever. Get the sausage out. You already got the sausage out. Good job, see? Yeah, she said, yeah, I didn't really mean to, but yeah. Let me finish wiping down the counter. Anyways, like I was saying, I just feel like Minova's got a grip on him, okay? And I don't think it's a bad thing. Why would I not want that? You know what I'm saying? But I think it'll be easier for her to be like, Daddy, how come you're not going to the father-daughter dance with me? And he'll be like, let me muster up that will that I can do and do it for her. And this last 3 years, that just hasn't been the case. It's just he doesn't want to get in that social situation, kind of just dismissed the importance of it to the girls. And like, that's something I'm just not denying. And I would complain about to a girlfriend, you feel me? Why this and this? People, and I get where people are like, this is online, and it's, I don't care. And Drew's the same way. We don't give a fuck about trying to hide things that are authentically human, that people go through. And people, I get where you are careful about what you post online, but to us, it's still reality that people go through. A good percentage of people that are married go through the same struggles. So why is it something that we're just so ashamed to be like open about? I'm not. And I'm not offended by people who think that I am Delulu or whatever the frick y'all call me for doing so. Anyways, that's a ramble for this morning, okay? My baby was rambling with me if y'all heard that. Oh, I got the hiccups. No! That is so contradictory. That's the kind of stuff I do. I just literally wash my hands because I didn't like the feeling of the sausage, so I could start the sausage. I'm gonna touch it again. Does this make any sense, sweetie? Okay, so I'm about to post a sub-only video, and then I get up on TikTok, and the first thing on my For You page is a father battling cancer, and this is why I just feel like I could never actually ramble and get people to know all of me, because that's the kind of shit that'll make me just sit there and second guess, like, why am I going to sit here and complain about the most frivolous issues between me and Drew, things that really, when it comes down to the core, like, he's a great father, I'm a great mom, we do everything we can for these kids, and I don't like to get up on here and be like, we're nothing but good, because those kind of people I just question. I'd rather be authentic, be realistic, and tell you that sometimes things are crap, sometimes we go through things, and sometimes I vent and say things that maybe I shouldn't even be saying, but I say them, okay? And I don't want to hide human from you, but I'm not going to give up on a relationship that means this much, that we put this much work into, and that has this much love, and we're constantly trying to do better, constantly trying to figure out what we need to. No, that's not the kind of people you give up on, okay? It's the kind of people that put faith in God and turn their freaking lives around with God's full glory. And if you don't want to believe it, I don't give a crap. But to people who are out there trying to live life and battling crap like that, man, it's not fair. I told you smashing this onion on the ground was gonna bruise her.
Hi, how are ya? If you're still here after that, first of all, thank you. Second of all, I don't really know what that clip is about. She's rambling, and she admits that she's rambling, but listen, I guess her and Drew go through a lot of problems. I don't really know. I don't keep up with them that much. It's just too, the watching of the clips, it's just too much, girl. But this was like a sub-only video, or was it a sub-only live? Because I hope that this was like a sub-only live that somebody, like, okay. Listen. Listen. Are you listening? I really hope that this is a sub-only live, because it's all over the place. Here's my thing with Stephanie Jenkins. And if you watch my live streams over on TikTok, like, I'm like all over the place too, but I try to keep it like structured. And girl, if I don't, like, my chat will like reel me in, girl. But thank you for that. But here's the thing with her. She puts out videos, and the videos are all over the place. Like, they're not one singular topic. The topic's here, the topic's up there, the topic's down there, the topic's over here. The topic is like doing circles around the room. Like, I cannot keep up with it. And I'm a fast moving person, like, mentally. Like, I can keep up. Like, my brain goes 90 miles a minute, and I can't keep up with her. Listen, my point is, I don't know what the hell she was talking about. What I don't understand about people like Ashley Trevino and the Resilient Jenkins is they're obviously bad people. They're not good parents. Like, Ashley Trevino is so male-centered. She cares more about men and getting their validation than she does care about the validation from her daughters and making them feel special and uplifted. And Stephanie Jenkins seems to be the same way. She seems to be very male-centered. She's so worried about her king baby daddy Drew, and she's not really focusing on all of these kids that she has. I don't understand. Listen, it's not about the number of kids she has for me. Well, it is kinda, but it's more about her inability as a stay-at-home content creator, but her inability to not nourish those kids properly, not to have a clean, safe, and sanitary environment for them. I never see her trying to do anything to uplift those kids. You always see the older one carrying around the baby and doing the house chores, and it's just really inappropriate. I don't think she wants to fix her situation. I think that Stephanie Jenkins likes the fact that she lives in poverty because she knows it's going to get her views. Just like Ashley Trevino likes to say racist things and blame victims and degrade her own daughters for views because she knows she's going to grow a following. People like Stephanie and Ashley don't care if you like them, hate them, despise them, or adore them. All they care about is you giving them views so they can get pennies in their pockets.
Yeah, no, not so fast, internet, okay? I want to address this now just because I don't want it to keep spiraling. Y'all have the funnest time creating drama and just letting issues spiral for nothing, okay? But I spoke out of line, and I will always admit when that's the case, because I don't want drama between me and people. I don't. What the hell? Like I said, am trying to be friendly and trying to make friends with people. And the way I see it, what if this is just like, I know, go ahead, call me fucking corny. What if this is really just God's way of placing somebody that close to my life that he's like, girl, make a freaking friend. I'm just trying to be friendly. I shouldn't have said what I said about her son because that's her decision, it's her choice, and I don't know her intentions and reasons, so I don't want to be the type of person who judges someone else's parenting choices. I get it enough. Why would I do that? No, that's just not cool, and I apologize for doing that. So what else? I was going to say something else. You know, I got defensive quick because I was like, how are you going to be like friendly and say you're trying to be a friend But then more or less the conversation starts to sway, like, if it's convenient to insult her, I'll say it. And I don't fuck with that. I'm sorry. Like, instantly that just makes me feel like, I don't know, defensive. And it shouldn't, because that's something I need to work on within myself. More or less, like, being defensive is just not gentleness. It's not practicing any kind of patience and kindness. And I apologize. Like, I shouldn't just bark with my freaking energy. I'm a little bit overcautious because, like, she was a little more honest about it. There's some sketch-ass activity in that motel, okay? Like, day in and day out. And I just shut the doors and try to ignore it. And I'm just, like, instantly, like I said, I'm so cautious and nervous about, like, people being that close and possibly having any kind of ill intentions. So I feel like I'm a little more defensive even in that topic than I need to be. But yeah, people saying that I would be jealous that she's posting. No, girl, you do you. In fact, like, let's make content together. That would be freaking awesome. Or I will repost your videos. I've done it before for people, and I don't have any intention of me being the only one sharing in the motel. That's freaking hilarious. I could give a fuck. I really want everybody to succeed. I want everybody to come up out of their struggles, not just me. Hell no, not just me. That's terrible mindset. I cannot even imagine being like that. Only me. Yeah. No, thank you. No, thank you. Anyways, sorry for the freaking rabble. Not really sorry because it's just me, but I am sorry that I popped up online and said something that I should have fucking thought through better. Should have spoke to the source herself. I mean, like, when you're on live and you're answering questions and you feel like you're just in a corner with people just blah, 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 you say stuff, and sometimes, like, you say things that you don't even mean for them to be interpreted the way that it is. So maybe that was the case last night, and I didn't even give it 2 minutes. I just was like, yep, nope. Especially because when I was on the live with her for a second there, my system just, I don't know if it was something like with the Wi-Fi or what, but it just booted me off, and I thought she was legit just like, no, I'm just gonna insult and then kick you off. And I was like, girl, what? And again, that was my bad. I really should have just, like, reached out. I don't know why it looked like the account was hidden from me for a minute there, but again, could just be a TikTok glitch. Okay? Bye.
It's the rambling for me, girl. Listen, if you don't know what's going on in that clip, so basically Stephanie Jenkins, I guess, went on live stream with this other girl. I forget the username. She's deleted her account completely, so I guess it really doesn't matter. But this girl came out and she had some pretty good content. It was a struggling mom who was on a DV voucher that was staying in a hotel, similar to Stephanie. She was doing cleaning videos and showing her applying for jobs and showing herself getting government assistance and caring for her child. It was very positive content. Now, there has been allegations that this person was running a scam for money. I don't know if that's true or not, but those are the allegations. So come to find out, the hotel that this creator was staying at is the exact same hotel that Stephanie Jenkins was staying at. And apparently on this live stream that Stephanie's referencing, she was saying some pretty nasty things about this girl. She was basically calling her out for being a bad mom and this and that. Meanwhile, Stephanie, you're in the same hotel and you've been there for over a year, and you put your kids on the internet and exploit them for views. And you're not, in my opinion, trying to better their environment, staying a year or a year and a half. Which is it, guys? A year or a year and a half? Staying that long in that kind of like extended stay situation while you're making good money on social media, because look at her views. She's making money and you're not able to get them out of that situation, doesn't leave you any room to talk about anybody.
This is only like my 80th time trying to record this, but people just, they relish in the idea that I'm just loving it in this motel, you know? When imagine like every reason you would want to childproof for,
I have on my hands, I deal with. You know what I mean? Like every 10 seconds, I'm dropping what I'm doing to stop one of my toddlers from getting into something. And right now, I'm just trying to sit outside, bro, and do this little video. And I came out and Atlas is still asleep, Drew is still asleep, and I've got to get up again and take off because she's going towards the parking lot. And it's just like, bro, it's not a fenced backyard. It's every bit of trying to raise children in this situation has been beyond stressful. And I've tried to just like not even complain about any of it, not even really speak on just how exhausting it really is, because I am gonna get the you deserve every bit of it. You know what I mean? Like people really think that I deserve this bullshit fucking situation. And it's like, so I've decided that since that really was mentally bogging the fuck out of me, to just keep up with that approach. What the heck? Let's go back on the grass. You know, it's just, back when I was only getting 200 views per video, I was posting for those 200 people that related to me, because that's who I had. I had people that understood my content and understood like being in a freaking poverty line. And I just want to go back to that. I just want to go back to posting the content that is, I guess, cringe to the main audience, because y'all just do not understand. Okay, and then yesterday I was at my daughter's 4th grade concert, and her friends approached me and said, like, you know, I love your videos. I watch Resilient Jenkins all the time. And she's like, can you do more of your baking and your cleaning videos again? I don't want to just keep addressing these freaking haters and all these opinions that, again, are just people who do not understand real life. You can't swallow it. The stuff that you hate me and Drew for, that you continually spread rumors on, is like, it's laughable to the people who actually go through life, because you're in such a closed bubble that you don't even know, you don't know anything. You just don't, bro. And I used to be that Karen. I used to look at women who, to me, just didn't take care of themselves and just looked like they just could care less to put something other than sweatpants on, and I would sit there and judge them instead of be like, bro, that person looks like they need someone to talk to. They look like they need to be told that they're beautiful too, and that if they were given, hey mama, here's some money for yourself, do not spend it on anybody but yourself, and go doll yourself up. Do you not think she's going to? It's just so, I've gone so far away from talking to the people I relate to, and that it's not, I'm not proud of that. I need to stop even giving time or attention to anybody who just doesn't. They just don't, okay?
So, riddle me this, Batman. Why is it that Stephanie, like, she wanted all these kids? She wanted to have a lot of kids so she could put them on the internet and become TikTok famous. But I don't think she thought that through very far, because, like, did she not think she would have to, like, actually, like, feed the kids and take care of the kids and nurture the kids and spend time with the kids and make sure they don't run out into the road, girl? Like, do you think that she just thought, like, she was going to get TikTok famous, she was going to have a mansion, and she was going to have nannies, and she wouldn't have to deal with the kids unless she's filming with them for content? Like, why is it that this lady doesn't seem to have a comprehension of what being a parent is? It seems like she doesn't want to be a mom, in my opinion. Why are you getting aggravated because kids are being kids? If you wanted to have freedom, then you shouldn't have had all those kids, in my opinion. I don't think Stephanie truly understands what it's like to be a parent. I think her oldest kids are, what is that? What is it called, guys? When parentification. I think that her oldest kids are taking care of the younger kids. And when the older kids are at school, she's aggravated because she has to actually pay attention to the kids so it's not running out in the street or eating paint off the wall. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? Maybe I'm being a little too harsh. Maybe we should all send Stephanie all of our money so she can be richness. And here's the thing. Stephanie, you do have a pretty big following. You are on a public platform as a public figure. People are going to notice you out in public. And here's the thing. I don't understand why she's upset because people are taking pictures or video clips of her and saying, oh, I saw the resilient Jenkins, or I saw Stephanie Jenkins. Because isn't that what you wanted? You wanted to be TikTok famous. So now that it's happening to you, all of a sudden, you want to go down to, oh, I wish I only had like 200 viewers because they understand what it was like to be poor and live in the poverty line and all this stuff. That's not what she wanted. She wanted to have kids. She wanted to put them on TikTok. She wanted to make a bunch of money, and it didn't work out for her. Do you guys not remember when she would do those videos talking about, oh, I don't know why my kids are not TikTok famous yet. It's going to happen one day, babies. I'm going to make it happen for you. Like, she wanted this. So now that it's happening and people are taking pictures of you, you're upset? Like, girl, that's strange. But I don't know, guys. What do you think? Do you think that Stephanie Jenkins has some good points and we need to leave her alone unless we're sending her money or buying the items on her Amazon wish list? Or do you think that people really need to start humbling her? Does she need people to go after her and expose her the way we do Ashley Trevino? Because, girl, I can do that for you. What do you think about her parenting style? Do you think that people are being too hard on her, or do you think people are not being hard enough on her? What do you think about the fact that she is monetizing her kids for views and then getting mad at us when she gets photographed in public? Make sure you let me know in the comments below. Do you like this video? Do you want me to keep covering the resilient Jenkins? Girl, just let me know. That's going to be it for today's video. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was fun, even though Stephanie was rambling on and on and on. My head's spinning a little bit. Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you are not following me over there on... Anyway, thank you guys for hanging out with me. If you're not following me over on TikTok, please go follow me over there. We've only been over there for a couple of months and we're already at over 8,000 followers. So, girl, I need a few of you to go over there and toca la patanya and hit that follow button so that I can reach like 10,000 over there. Like, that's my goal. 5,000 was my goal over here. We achieved that. Thank you so much. 10,000 is my goal on TikTok, and I would love to make it all happen in 2026. And then we can set new goals. Like, I feel like, what should our next goal here be? Maybe we should go for 10,000. Yeah, let's start going for 10,000. If we hit 10,000 subs on YouTube, I'll cry. So make sure you like, subscribe, and leave me a comment because it really does help out the algorithm. I'm so happy that you guys chose to spend a few minutes with me. I am putting out a lot of content over here. So if you missed the last few, girl, make sure you go back and watch them and let me know what you thought about those videos. And if you want daily updates, I do post those over on TikTok. I go live over there at least once a week. And sometimes I go live over there and we do Ashley Trevino watch parties. So just be looking out for those. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye.